Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of EXP Plus Workshop presented by Scape. Together, I am Kayzeepi. With me, I have Sana here, and we will be
Hi
your
guys.
coach for today. So, right before we start and we end the show, there has been a Facebook page that asks you guys to share and tag your friends. When we will be announcing the winners at the end of the show. So stay tuned. So to know how to get some of the skins, right, or some diamonds, what you can do is you can share the Escape Facebook post and tag one friend if you want to win some skins or diamonds. And also you can sign up for Q&A session to win some of the in-game items if you want. So yeah. And for those who will be attending the Q&A, we'll also select like I think few winners to give up some of the diamonds. So if you're really interested in getting this kind of skins and diamonds, right, please do what is required. If you are unsure of what to do, please ask the admin below. Please comment and ask them. They will definitely help you to get your skins and diamonds. Okay? So first of all, let's start the workshop, shall we? So for today's workshop, we'll be doing for introduction in basic and advanced fundamental mechanics. So why are we going to do this right, like basic and fundamentals? Everyone knows, but do you all really know for the different purposes? So this is the workshop that allows you to know more. Then hopefully you all can climb your rank through to a higher ranking. So we shall move on. Okay? So firstly, let me introduce myself first, guys. So uh, my name is KZP. I'm also known as Eugene outside. I'm a professional Mobile Legend player and I'm also the captain for Resurgence. So what I usually play is I play the tank role in Resurgence. I train usually only tank. I don't really play much of the marksman or whatsoever. So I hopefully if there's a Q&A that is off topic to this workshop, right? Hopefully you guys can maybe ask about if you want to ask, y'all can ask about tank from me, or y'all can ask about more about like fighters in for Sana because these are our profession in playing the Mobile Legends lah. So how I get into this point of the stage is I first started off in another mobile games. Then afterwards, that game sort of died down, and then I came over to Mobile Legends and play a few ranked games casually. So that time, I think I was playing Johnson or Akai. Then I meet LI4 because LI4 is in my Facebook friend list, so it sort of synced to my in-game friend list, right? So I play with him a few games, and then after a few games, he come and WhatsApp me lah. He say like, "Hey, KCP, do you want to play ML for a long period of time? Because he knows that that game we sort of left the community already. So he I think he feels that I'm not a bad player at that point of time. But I have to say that I when I first jump in, right, I don't have any experience in Mobile Legends. I don't play tanks at all. So uh but then I choose to play tank and try to play good at it. So hopefully throughout all these workshops that we'll be conducting for Scapes, I hope that I can give out some of the skills to you guys, and hopefully you guys can play better and win all your ranked games, and then even come into the tournament and meet us. If y'all do that, come and say hi and then talk to me and tell me that hey, I was in your workshop once. Then hopefully you can win me. Then I think I can assure that what I have given here in this workshops series, I will you know pass down it correctly lah. So afterwards, I started off in season 3 for MPL with LI4. Then our placing were not so great until I joined Resurgence. And then Resurgence, I started off as a coach. Then in the coach, right, I start to learn new things. I start to explore into different path that I did not imagine I will. So I did it, and then I decided to become a player for Resurgence and as well as the captain for Resurgence. So my placing in Mobile Legends was currently uh was third when I first joined and trained this Mobile Legends. Then I move on to become first champion in MPL SGMY Season 5 as team captain and tank. So hopefully all these portfolios can make you guys uh, think differently on how you guys are playing compared to now lah. Because maybe some parts of the uh, mechanics or some of the advanced fundamentals mechanics, right? Y'all didn't really care into so deep details. So I'm here to help you guys. So don't worry about it. All right. So let's move on, right? So Sana, please take away.
So thanks, Kayzeepi. Hi, I'm Sana, and I'm also from Resurgence. I'm currently playing the fighter role, and I actually been in the ML for around 2 years, ever since the ML hype in during army. I think everybody played ML. Everybody started ML like hardcore in army lah. Like every day after all the activities, then got like admin time. Wow, straight away. Wow, come lah, chill rank ah, chill rank. So basically, I started out in army. It was around 2 years back already. I think I started from season 2. So and till now, I've already played in around 4 MPLs already, from S2 to S5 actually. And S5 is considered the best season so far because I got champion lah. So, but it wasn't an easy journey for me definitely, because the previous few MPL placings were not that it wasn't that good. There was even one time that we got like sixth place, and yeah, maybe you all see me as playing fighter role now but last time if you look back toward the games wow, I'm playing like Cloud playing like Hellcut play Gushen wow, suddenly even got one season I was like drunk and I went up on the stage and play YSS. This. So guys, don't learn from me always try to focus on one role because sometimes if you don't play enough and you straight away go out and play you might not understand like what the heroes can do and what is actually afraid of So okay, I won't be as long-winded as KCB, and I'll just cut it off here. And today I'll be actually assisting KCB. I'll be looking more on the Twitch chat, and if there are any questions, you all can leave it down at the Twitch chat. I will try to answer them. So okay, KCB, you can go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, guys, for y'all don't know, right? Sana is also single and available. So if you guys need
My
his
goodness.
number, please spam the comment that you want his number, guys. This is a one-time opportunity lah, huh? So
I very good at comforting people one. So you all got any female friends that are sad right now? Just leave me a PM
if y'all want to get to very high rank, please comment down below. He will bring you guys fly to the next level. He will carry you guys because he's single and available.
Yeah,
Okay?
no commitment. You want your MMR how much? You tell me the number here already.
Okay, we shall move on. So, right, our learning objective for this entire workshop will covers the settings of the game. Why the settings of the game? Because as a pro player myself, sometimes without the correct settings, right, I do not have the capabilities to take down their hero or take over down their objective. So settings of the game is very important for a few of the players out there. At least a few of the players. Even me and Sana, right? We have a lot of times that we forgot to change the settings and things screwed up. Right, Sana?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and
Later,
then
later we will explain to you more on on which heroes and why lah.
yeah, yeah. So please stay tuned and yeah. So secondly, I'll talk about the advanced mechanics on like the equipment, the emblems, the skills. when I should take those. I won't go in so detail because in the next few workshops there will might be covering some parts of it slowly about this period. So for this workshop, I'll just talk a brief one so you guys don't get tired of my hearing my voices and this is a lecturer and you are tired of it. Please do ask some questions that you are wondering if let's say you guys don't understand. We are here to help you. Okay. So then the third will be the different types of queue. So what I mean by that is when you guys are queuing classic games or rank games, right? You guys queue with your friends, either dual queue, solo queue, trio queue, or five-man queue. So I'll be also going to focus on that part. Why I will be focusing on that part is also reason being that um a lot of people don't understand why I want to solo queue, why I want to dual queue, I want to trio queue. All have different types of objective when you're doing so. If you just want to win, right? Hopefully you guys can get like at least trio queue and five-man queue. Reason being, um we can't trust the public so much. So yeah, so this is my opinion. I also first started out playing this game training from a normal player to be a professional player by solo queuing. I solo queued all the way until actually even when I joined my team like LI4 and they all right, I never really play with them much because we are not bonded yet, we are not close yet. So I try to train, I solo queue myself, I play my own heroes to understand more of what I should know about this game. And after I know, then I start to play to the dual queue, the trio queue, and the five-man queue. So yeah, actually, if you don't start off with solo queue, right, there's a few things that you won't understand in the objective. Reason being is sometimes when you're playing with your friends and your friend make a few mistakes, right, you will like sort of like dislike them or like feel that they are noob. But then actually when you play solo queue, you will tend to appreciate your friends and your teammates so much. And I believe all of you understand here, including Sana. Yeah, so any questions you want to ask, Sana?
Um, I have also done quite a fair share of solo queue myself, and I really know the pain because currently, as you all know, I play the side lane. So when you're in a solo queue, right, and you're a side lane, you don't know what is happening at mid and the other side of the map. So and it's a game without communication. So basically, if like anybody come up or anything, you need to own self look at the map like at all times. So a lot of times, like I owning my lane, then suddenly, wow, the mid keep die, then the other lane also die, and then we just lose the game lah. Because I cannot carry the game alone as a side lane. I need my mid, I need my MM. So these are like what KZB said lah. These are the times where we feel like our friends are like the gods lah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to say that I'm the god lah, I think. I'm not very sure.
Not really lah. I
Yeah, but
mean,
okay, I think we shall move on. Let's keep it to the part that he thinks that I'm a god. Okay,
sure.
so firstly, let's go to the settings of the game aiming method. So for all reasons, right? For all scenarios, right? This setting is the best compared to the free aim and lock aim. Being reason is okay, let's start with the free aim first. Free aim is for basic peoples who don't hit towers or don't hit jungle minions. And when you click that attack button, right, all you do is just hitting the depending on the settings of the low HP or nearest, it will hit towards that path. So let's say a creep is uh nearer than the tower and you want to down the tower, it won't down the tower at all because the creep is nearer and your setting is going to the nearest. Then when you use on the free aim, right, it will sort of like keep hitting the tower. Keep hitting the minions. Where in fact what you want to do is to hit down the tower and run off. So never use free aim, guys, because advanced aim is a better version of free aim. correct? So it's like having a normal 2G phone and a 4G phone. Which one would you want? You prefer a 4G phone, right? Because there is more function. Same as these two methods. Advanced aim will always give you more um, functions compared to the free aim. And then the third one will be the lock on aim. Honestly speaking, I did not explore to this option much as I'm already flexible and I'm already very easy in this advanced aim method. So this lock on aim, I would say that is pretty hard to use, but if you are comfortable in it, I would say you can keep to it because there is also some good points about this lock on aim. Because when you are hitting minions, right, and you want to change a different minion for some reasons, I still thinking of that reason yet, you can do so. Or if you want to uh change to the wagon because you want to prioritize to drop down the wagon of the opponent side, you can also use that lock on aim. But if you have not started ML with this method, or you are like I'm at free aim, I want to choose within advanced aim or lock on aim, I would recommend you guys to choose the advanced aim. So I will tell you guys why in later on where I will give some of the practicals lah. So do you have anything on for Sana? Especially the lock on aim.
Uh, yes, actually, I same like what Kayzeepi said. I will only recommend the advanced aim because as you all know, for lock on aim, you can only change targets for heroes and minions. I've already tested it out previously during games, and I cannot target the tower for some reason. I don't know why this function is like that also. So I also don't see any reason why you will want to switch between the minions unless saying you have a something like a skill like Bane. You know he has this skill where he shoots the front target, right? Then the back target will also like chain to it or something like that lah.
Ah, ah,
So
ah.
yeah, I think that's the only situation, like only kind of spell that I will want to use this lock on aim. If not, I don't think I will ever use this. Yeah,
Mm,
basically we will show you live demo later, so you'll understand what we mean. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, okay, so we shall move on. So okay, settings of the game lowers HP. So okay, for settings of the game lowers HP, right? This setting will only prioritize the lowest HP person. So meaning to say if you look at stats, right? If you look into the stats, you can see all the HP of the tanks and all the marksmen, all the fighters. So if let's say the tanks is at 3000 and the marksman is at 4000, but the HP bar of the tank is definitely lower, right? It will go to the tank. But if let's say the marksman is 2900 and the tank is 3000, but you can't see, right? You can't see the difference so much if it's the early game level. But if it's reach the late game level, right? The tank if it's like 3000 is very little compared to a marksman which has 2009, right? It will still have a lot of green bars if you guys notice, but he is just very paper. So what are the best heroes to use for these settings? Firstly, Karina. Why? Because Karina can just when see that whoever has the lowest HP can just ulti in and then use the first skill to finish it off and refresh his ulti and then continues on. Obviously, if you are not good at Karina, then don't use it lah. Yeah. So moving on, also Lunox and Leslie. Reason being, all these heroes are objective heroes that trying to burst down someone. Where else actually you think about it, Leslie don't have that objective. But Leslie ultimate is quite far, right? As you guys know, it's quite far. So when it comes to lowest HP, right, when you aim the marksman and the marksman is very very low, your Leslie ultimate can trigger on the opponent marksman. Or let's say if their tank is very very low, but their marksman is like 4000 and the tank is just 200, you will also aim the tank lah. But in this scenario, it's not very perfect because actually lowest HP percent also covers that. But for now, I will move let Sana to explain to you guys. Uh, for lowest HP, what are the few other heroes that you can use other than these three heroes?
Okay, let me begin by saying all these settings that we are showing here right, is just what our personal preference is. There's no right or wrong. So maybe say you use Lunox, you want to go for closest target, cause you feel like you cannot just go in and then like straight away hit the back line. You want to hit the front, so you can go for closest target. There's no right or wrong. So in my opinion, right, this lowest HP, right, I don't feel like it's a very good um it's a very good targeting priority for like heroes like Karina or Lunox. Mainly because they don't target the lowest HP percent. They target the lowest HP. So even if there's like one guy which like maybe let's say a tank hero, let's say Grok, which is 50% and lower HP, and he's in front of you, then your Karina want to ulti him, combo him but right beside the Grok there's a MM. See MM in general they have lower HP so they will your targeting will straight away aim the Leslie instead of the Grok. So you have to understand this why this function is not as good lah, because this is a function to focus the core. So heroes like maybe let's say you play those catching heroes, you want to go catch their cores. Let's say Kaja. Then I will probably suggest lowest HP. You can try it out. But I mean some people like closest target, some people like lowest HP. Depends on what they want to achieve lah. Because for closest target, maybe your team composition, you are playing a MM composition. So you have someone in front to help you shred their tanks. Let's say you are with a carry. So basically, whoever you pull, carry can kill. So then there's no point to try to go and pull their cores because they are further back and it's more risky lah. Yeah, so another hero would be something like a Cho, because if you're okay nowadays like there's not much tank shows lah. So mostly when you meet a Cho, right, you'll be usually at the side lane, which is probably a damage Cho. So what a damage Cho wants to do is probably kick the cores lah, not the tanks lah. Because you kick the tanks, you straight away die by the cores So you will try to maybe flicker straight away kick the lowest HP guy, which is supposedly should be the core lah. Yeah. So you're entitled to your own preferences lah. This is just what we recommend or what we think will be useful lah for certain heroes lah. Yeah.
But to carry on with what Sana say, Cho and Kaja right is a bit tricky to just use like lowest HP because it also depends whether you're playing the support Cho or support Kaja compared to damage Kaja damage Cho. So later moving on, right, we will talk more about Cho and Kaja, this kind of more difficult heroes when it comes to the settings issue. Because honestly speaking, for me, if I'm playing Cho, depending on whether I'm building tank or whether I'm building damage, right, I can go all three sections. Do you agree, Sana?
Yes, correct. But this
Yes,
one is again personal preference.
yes.
Even you want to use which one is really up to you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but these are the heroes that is more convenient for lowest HP. It's more actually it's not more about the hero. It's in your mind, right? What do you want? You want to burst down the tank or do you want to target? You want to just deep dive their backline and then kill their backline. It really depends on you. So I shall move on. Okay, so for lowest HP percent. As the same, I put Karina Lunox Cloud, but it's just also any three heroes lah, honestly speaking. But lowest HP percent is the most popular use in the game. Reason being, right? Let's say we are in a competition or we are in a very 5v5 team fight, right? When a tank is always in front, unless you're telling me your tank is behind, right? Please comment down your tank friend that do that, and then we'll report him. Okay, so usually when the tank usually stays in the front to soak some damage from the opponents. Um, it will usually be like, four face front, and then there'll be one side to jump from the side lah. So how it works is this lowest HP tank percent will aim the tanks more. Reason being, the tanks usually when the engage start, the tank usually is at 50% or like 40%. But whereas their marksmen or their mages, they are still at full HP, they're still at 100%, right? So when it comes to like heroes like Karina, Lunox, again, lowest HP percent. Let's say that their opponent tank is like 20%, and the 20% is not as much as the marksman or mage full HP at lowest HP. So at that point of time, if you are using lowest HP, right, then the Karina will went towards the marksman, ensuring whether the marksman will be dead. But if you can reset on the tank, which you use the lowest HP percent, and also Karina first spell also have some percentage damage. Even though the tank have magic resist items, but you can definitely instant give the tank, but also you need to understand your hero well lah to in order to do all these things. So if you're able to do that, then as a Karina you can reset it one more time and then do it again on their backline. Also when you're thinking about it, let's say you burst down the tank, the four of your other teammates, which is at the back, will move forward because they have no more tanks left. Their CC is pretty much cut into half, and then your marksman, your assassin, or your mages can do all the damage, dish out on the fighters or dish out on the mage, on the assassin, which all have lower defensive and HP attributes compared to a tank. So this is one of the most popular use in the entire game lah. Almost everyone is using this, and also reason is because everyone wants to play safe, so we need to do use this for to have a proper team fight in a kinds of winning, to let's kill the tank first and then go to the back line. And then if let's say you are a carry marksman which can burst down a tank very very fast, you can use this definitely, and then right, burst down their tanks, or your teammates can just finish it off easily. So this is my opinion on it. Sana, anything?
I agree with what KZP say. Um, I'm looking at the tweet chat and I saw some questions on when should we be using lowest HP percent. So again, this is really depending on your preference. But for us, when should we be using? To be honest, I always choose all these targeting priority depending on which hero I play. So for example, I play MM. Most of the time I will try to use lowest HP percent because like what KZB said lah, the when the engage starts, the tanks usually get hit a lot first because they have to stand in the front mah. So like if let's say I'm playing a hyper carry, so and then their tank is already getting shredded in front, so I can aim the tank lah straight away lah. No need, don't have to go past the tank and aim their cores mah. We can aim that later ah. In I mean no matter what right, if their tank go down, you are getting a 5v4 is still a very good fight for you lah. So that's why this question is I very hard to answer you because it's really you decide when you want to use it. And depending on what you want to do with it. I think
Mm,
KCB has explained it already lah.
yeah, but
And
safest choice, which one would you recommend?
safest choice for for MMs definitely I have to say lowest HP percent not the lowest HP and not the closest target. Because there are times where you how to say okay, there are times where you have the position to hit the course, right? And then they run backwards and their tank come and cover. Then let's say you are playing a clock, you are able to monkey in and then hit them, hit whichever you want. But of course, you want to hit the one that's low, right? So it's better to have this lowest HP. So if let's say if you go and take the closest target, and then this guy is dying, he run back to his team, then you try to chase. Then what if like there's a full HP guy standing right like nearest to you? Then your target become aim him. So this lowest HP can be used for this type of situations lah. And okay, there's another question asking Harif use which targeting. Okay, all these targeting questions use what target this what which hero use what target is really up to you. Tarif you can use closest target or you can use lowest HP percent, you can use lowest HP depending on what you want. If let's say in a situation whereby you are the Harif player and maybe they have tanks like Akai or you have tanks like maybe just very big tanks in front so you wouldn't want to go and try and go past them to go to their core. So you will try to fight the front line. Cause if let's say they have Akai and then you go for lowest HP percent, you want to go for their core, right? Then you go and slide in wow, then kena one spin, toh. How? So sometimes it's not always better to straight away run in for their core. You can always try a different strat, go for their front line before going for their core. Yeah.
Okay. But let's say if I was the Harif player that asked this question, right? Let's say
Mm.
I already been using the lowest HP percent and I am comfortable in it. I think I should stay at that setting.
So again,
Okay.
you are the Harif
If
player
I'm the
and
Harif player that asking for this setting,
uh
like which
uh
setting I should use, right? So I
uh
think I should stay at the one that I'm the most comfortable at. So like if you're using Harif, right, go and just
uh
try either HP percent or HP lah. Then depending on because different rank tiers have different hero priority. So in maybe Grandmaster, there's still Alucard out there, and you're fighting Alucards, then go ahead lah. Just use the lowest HP. Doesn't matter, because you can down the fighters faster than making sure that their tank die. So also, if you really want to know like Harif want to use which settings, right? Go and try like 5 games per setting. Then you will know which one you will never think about it, which is the some like I don't want to say lah because everyone have their own preferences. So you go and try 5 games per settings, and then you will see the differences. And also, not to mention this kind of setting, if you are used to one already, don't go and change just because someone else tells you that lah. It's not a good idea because you're already comfortable in it, and you can. I'm pretty sure you can do well in the settings that you already used in your environment lah. So yeah, so we shall move on
okay.
to the closest target. Okay, just now, Sana mentioned Cho Kaja should use lowest HP, but that was for damage Kaja. But then also, if you think about it, right, if opponents do not have any tanks out there, if opponents are like there's no tanks, two supports out there with three cores, with one fighter and one marksman and one assassin, just go for the closest target. Because reason being right is there are no tank in front and your pulls are have to always hit someone. So if let's say they got no tank in front and then you just change these settings to closest target and then you just pull someone as a Kaja and then pull back to your teammate, it will definitely kill that person because he is not a tank. But for Cho, right, is sometimes I honestly speaking I use the closest target more as a tank Cho even up to now because tank Cho usually I know how to maneuver myself and then drop make sure that I reach in front of the opponent's marksman or opponent's mages, and I can gauge that the closest target to me is that mage compared to maybe let's say a tank that is trying to help him. So these two are one of the objective differently I will use for closest target. So in summary, for Cho, let's say you are playing a tank or a fighter and you know how to use Cho well, you know how to kick, you just use the closest target and then go and uh, maneuver it around, play around with your skills and then land in front of him and hit him at the closest time. So that's about Cho. While for Kaja, right, in a scenario where opponent has no tank, opponent rank game, they don't want play tank, they want to play 5 carries or they want to play five squishy heroes, right? You pick one Kaja, you just take closest target. Just kill one of them using, and you just go in with like your flicker or your second spell, and then you just use your ultimate which pulls the opponent, right? You will definitely pull someone, and that someone will definitely die because they are not the tank. But in a scenario where you want to talk that they have a tank and you're a Kaja, should I still use this setting? My answer is yes and no, but I'll come back to it in the next slide later on, because the next slide will tell you guys on actually the Cho Kaja best settings. So for Moskov, right, why Moskov use the closest target? Imagine you are in a losing game, right, and all along you have been using the lowest HP percent or lowest HP. Then suddenly halfway through the game, you know, right, your fight will lose. You'll lose all the fights for the next three team fights. You just go to your settings, go to a closest target, right, and then use the closest target to stretch the front lines and then hit towards the back line. So because you can't reach the back line, the engage will always lose. In a scenario, right, where you use this is most likely your team got outrun, and then you are just one there with one of your friend, and then suddenly trying to just shredding, just throwing your magical spear on the tank, and hopefully the passive will lands onto their core, and then the core suddenly die. So that is the objective that you want to hit. And also being reason is since you are losing already, there's no point in you know uh aiming the lowest HP percent, which or lowest HP, which could be like right behind the tank, and as a Moskov you have a good passive to use. But then again Moskov can use all three types, but I'm just sharing with you in closest target what are the scenarios you can use for Moskov. So yeah, so losing games, and then you know that you're always when you're hitting them, and then your flicker is always to the back, right? It's always shooting to the just to make land your passive to the back. That's the main reason. So yeah. So anything for Sana?
Okay. Those of y'all who are watching this stream, like you all have to also understand that these targeting priorities are more for people who tap. So for those people who tap skills, right, you all will realize that it auto aims the target which you are prioritizing. Let's say in this case you play Moskov and you are going for closest target, right? So when you tap the skewer, that skewer skill, that that satay skill lah, I think you guys know lah. So when you want to satay that person, right, it will target the closest when you are tapping it when you're tapping it. So actually for all these targeting it is not how to say you do not have to prioritize it that much if you drag your skills a lot. Because
Mm,
if let's say you are a Cho and then you are playing at lowest HP, you're playing at lowest HP, but in a there are scenarios whereby they are all sticking together. Then you go in and flicker slam. But there are so many targets. So how do you aim the one you want? And you're at the lowest HP Maybe there are tanks there, there are fighters there, then there are also core there. But you know that you kick the others, you will die. You must probably kick this certain fighter which is very fat. So you will need to learn how to drag. But this one it's just a additional info for you guys lah. Okay, in this case like what KZP say there are some scenarios whereby you are in a losing game and you are unable to target their cores, so you will try to make use of the Moskov passive, and the Moskov passive is to like your attacks will pierce like how to say it will pierce to the back line lah. Basically one line will kena lah. One straight line will kena lah. I think you all understand what I'm trying to say lah, okay? But like what I say, right, there are different situations whereby people want to use lowest HP percent and lowest HP, even for Moskov lah. it's just not very good for Moskov because his range is not as long as the other MMs, and he has this skill the stun, right, which you have to like hit the front hero to the wall, or you have to basically you can hit the front hero to the hero behind. So in this kind of situation, if you go and put lowest HP percent, then the lowest HP percent is behind the tank. How you gonna stun him? You can't, right? So this kind of situation you can use the closest target to make use of the stun. But again, it's up to all your preferences. Okay, let me see if there are any questions. Grox should use which closest target? Okay, okay.
You want me to answer this?
I can. Okay, you can answer lah. You can answer.
Actually,
Go ahead.
Grok don't need to use any settings. Because you think about it, right? God first spell is charging, and then you know that the charging spells will go to will hit the nearby enemies. Second spell is the wall, and usually if you tap the wall, let's say you are going to closest target and you tap the wall, it's not going to land it because the person will just walk away. And let's say if they are the lowest HP and you tap the wall also, they are also not going to land it. So if you talk about Glock, whether taking closest target or lowest HP, right, it doesn't matter lah. You can just use what you want. This one because this hero is he don't have a single lock mood spell. All his spells is all AoEs and all must be drag or need to aim one. So all this is not about whether you use lowest HP percent. Unless you tell me you play Grok, you like to AA, you like to hit the tower also doesn't matter to all these settings lah, honestly speaking. Or I know you buy a lot of damage item on the Grok, then you want to AA people. And then I think you go for lowest HP since you will dive down the marksman you are going to charge your first kill and then go and kill the marksman with your damage weapon. Then I think for that you go lowest HP I think chances are lower HP will hit the marksman So yeah. Anymore?
Basically, Kayzeepi is just trying to say like those heroes with more AoE spells they don't count on this targeting priority that heavily lah. Cause there's nothing to aim you already AoE already. So there's no point you use any targeting lah. But maybe like let's say you meet a situation where this guy okay, okay, just say you're a player that keep tapping on. You're just a player who keep tapping on. Then maybe you can just go for lowest HP percent. It's the safest choice. Because if you're a Grok you keep tapping your spells maybe the guy running away you tap your wall, you can kill him if he's slow enough lah. Maybe lah, I don't know lah. Okay, that's one way lah. But again, but in my own opinion for all the melee heroes I would usually I will take the closest target. Because there are situations whereby um they are low HP heroes and then they are trying to run away but I am not those heroes that can chase. Let's say I am
Freya,
let's
Freya,
say
Freya.
Freya. Okay, let's say I'm a Freya. So I am not those kind of heroes that can just run with you, chase you all the way, those kind. So if you run already and I don't have my skills I have to just stand there and fight someone else. So let's say I am hitting a core and then he is low already. Then he run away. Then if I'm on the lowest HP percent, right, I'll keep chasing him. My target will keep trying to, like, if I keep tapping the attack, right, I'll keep trying to walk there and hit him. Instead, right, if I put the closest target, right, I will just change to the closest target. Like maybe let's say the tank is coming to help him I'll just change to be hitting the tank. That's all. So I won't like go and do unnecessary chases and like waste some normal hits lah. That's what I'm trying to say lah. Okay, can carry
Okay.
on, KZ.
Okay. Then we shall move on to the next slide I think all of you are aware of it already So the last about settings of the game will be the hero lock. So same, Cho, Kaja, and Saber on the hero lock mode. Why I choose these three hero again is because um before the initiation part, before you want to kick or you want to ulti with your Saber or ulti with your Kaja, right? This hero mode is very very useful, and I hope all of you on it. Especially those initiator role like me, or those players that uses like Cho, Kaja or Saber, because it prioritizes to kill locking down your opponent the best way, and you can just tap on the hero lock and on the hero, then tap your spell, it will fly towards the hero that you lock onto. So reason being for these three heroes, they all have the same objective. They are there to catch someone. At the same time, if you're fat enough, you can kill someone with it, or in a very very massive team fight, right, where you want to catch the important role or the role that you want, you know which hero to use. These three heroes. You want to catch the Harif, you use the Kaja, you lock on the Harif, you flicker over, all you need to do is step. You don't have to drag, you don't have to aim anything, and then you just pull backwards. And chances are the Harif will get caught. Unless you're telling me that you lock onto him, but by the time I reach there, he already run. Then it's either you do not use your flicker well, or you just somehow didn't manage the flicker distance with the Kaja ultimate distance onto the opponent squishy heroes lah. So yeah. So do you want to say anything or you want me to move on to I will show my demo?
Oh, I'll just say something real quick. Actually, for this hero lock, right, even without it, I think it's playable because I don't think a lot of people know how to use this hero lock well, and it is rather time consuming to try and hero lock a person. And it's not 100% guarantee that you will get him also. Reason being, when you are trying to hero lock people, you need to be your spell need to be as in you need to be close to the person. Then you are able to hero lock. Let's say there are five heroes in the fight, in mid, and then you are trying to hero lock them, it is very time consuming to go and pick out where they are. Then you pick already, if you go out of range, it will reset again. So to me, this hero lock have or don't have, I think it's fine for me lah. But it's up to you guys to try it out lor. Okay, you can carry on.
Okay, for the tank players out there, because he's the fighter, he don't really use this. He don't initiate and catch people. Actually, he does lah, but I don't know why he don't use. But for me, I use all the time, and I will give you guys, teach you guys a few tricks on it lah. So let me move on to in-game scene. So yeah, okay. So here I am. I'm gonna just pick a saber, right? And then I'm just going to go into the game, because this
Welcome to
hero
Mobile
lock thing.
Legends!
Let me just show you guys about the hero lock,
5
right?
seconds till the
So
enemy reaches the
so
battlefield.
ensure
Smash
that
them!
it's on, and then right.
All troops
So I
deployed!
will just try to max the level to up my ultimate. Okay. So when it comes to, let's say I have a damage bot, I have a normal bot, I have another normal bot and then okay, let's put five lah. Okay. So if let's say there's five heroes, right, and then these five heroes out there, they are supposed to be different lah. So in times like this, right, the hero lock can be triggered by pressing on the hero. And firstly, I need to tell you guys is right. Let's say you move out of the picture where you can't see any more hero, and then you move backwards.
There is no swordsmanship I can't
Have you
master.
guys realized something? The hero will always stays to the position. So let's say this is Zilong 1, this is Zilong 2, and this is Layla's lah.
Watch your head.
So we just use these two Zilong as the comparison. This is Zilong 1, remember? This middle one. And last one will be the one on the left. So let's say I were to go back, right?
There is
And
no
then I will click this,
swordsmanship
it
I
will
can't
always be at the
master.
left. And then this Zilong will always be here. So in a ranked game scenario, let's say there's five different heroes, and you know that the Harif is in the
Channel
middle
your
lock.
energy
Let's say this is the
and
Harif.
master your
You
enemy.
know that he's the Harif, right? And you're playing a Saber. All you need to do, you saw the Harif very far away already. You saw him like from
There
here,
is no
and you want to
swordsmanship
like
I
ulti
can't
him, right?
master.
So, eh. what you can do is let's say you're here. You can't see any hero but you know they are there. So all you need to do right is you tap flicker and then you click in the middle one and then you ulti. Because you know the middle one will always be that Harif that you want. And in a scenario, unless you're telling me you're not used to it, so if you're not used to it like Sana, I don't recommend. But
I'm
for
a
me, I
man
usually use
with
it
sad
to secure
stories.
all my catch, and it's very easy once you have the habit to memorize the different heroes that are located
Move
on the
like
screen.
wind,
So
be steady like
I will
rock.
so before I learn how to use this, I will always care the most important one. Especially you all know that now hyper carry is
Too
the
slow.
most, how do I call it, most crucial in the game. So as my role, I'm the catching role. I need to catch the hyper carry. What I can do in a very massive fight
I'm a
is,
man
let's say I know
with
that
sad
this
stories.
this is this first below my flicker one, right? Oh my god, this computer is hitting me. So maybe
Watch your
I
head.
should kill him. Should I kill him? Okay, never mind. So let's say I know that the one below my flicker is the hyper carry and I'm playing a Kaja. I can I can you know I know that it's the Kaja. I know
Move
that it's
like
the hyper
wind,
carry, right? I will
be
memorize that.
steady like
I
rock.
will have the habit on saying that I know that this is the hyper carry. Then every time I will try to
Channel
put
your
my hand
energy
below
and
above my
master your
flicker.
enemy.
Then once I reach there, I lock, I tap. But sometimes I don't work right, so you have to keep trying. You have to keep trying because it depends on the screen.
Too slow.
How do you call this? Like your screen texture, and then sometimes when you click it don't work until it triggers. And doesn't mean that you flicker in you can very fast
There
trigger
is
it.
no
So you all need to go
swordsmanship I
and try it
can't
out,
master.
and this will work lah. So another three demonstration I would like to show is what is it called? The lock and aim, which I
Too
really don't
slow.
recommend lah. If you all really want to use, then
Our
so be
turret
it.
has been destroyed.
So how this work, right? Is oh my god, my tower down.
Our turret is under
So how
attack.
this work is there's no more creep already. Never
Move
mind.
like
I'll just go
wind,
in front.
be steady like
Is
rock.
I can use this and tap around the different hero before I press the attack. But if you think about it, it is very slow, correct? So let's say I want to hit the wagon.
Too slow.
I need to tap towards the wagon and then I'll have to hit. But I have to tell you even if you tap towards the wagon, it will still prioritize the hero. So I really don't recommend you
First
to
blood.
use this function. This is not a
I
good
need a
function for
worthy
now. So
opponent.
yeah. Also, actually, I want to share is I think these three targeting priority I don't have to share, and I want to show you guys is the two cast cancelling spells, which is these new functions that the Moonton show. So I didn't put in the slides because I think I don't know whether if you guys require this, but I have tried and it
I'm
is
a
very
man
buggy for
with
now,
sad
especially if you are
stories.
Atlas, right? No, sorry, you are the Atlas, and once you tap the second one you can't really drag very fast.
Channel your
So
energy and master your
it's not a
enemy.
very good it's not still balanced yet lah. It's still a bit buggy. So I again don't recommend this unless you
I
already
need a
used to it.
worthy opponent.
And I have seen some of the professional players use these settings already. So yeah. So y'all can use the difference for these
There is no
settings is the
swordsmanship I
cancel
can't
cast you have
master.
to drag it out of the map. So if you're habit enough, you can just drag and then you want to like don't use your ulti, you
Move
just
like
you
wind,
just
be
move your
steady
hand
like
right.
rock.
Come. So you just move your hand right, you just move up, don't care, then it will work. Yeah, if
Too
not,
slow.
honestly speaking, I don't like these settings lah. And I have tried using for 2 days. And that 2 days I wasn't myself, felt like Resurgence is gonna kick me
I
anytime
need a
soon after I use
worthy
this.
opponent.
So don't use this lah. So this is my opinion for you guys.
I'm a man
Then I
with sad
think that's about
stories.
it. Do you have anything, Sana?
Maybe you could try a game with
Too
Kaja and
slow.
then try the difference between the lowest HP and lowest percent.
Can.
Cause I don't think you show them the lowest HP yet.
Sure. Lowest HP, lowest percent. So for Kaja, basically you need a range one, right?
Yeah, just a range and a catcher lor.
Oh, range
This
plus.
this lowest HP is more for those catching heroes lah. Catching heroes, then you wanna catch the core, then you go for this
Zhao
HP.
Dragonborn is
Very good, very good. So
Welcome
let
to
me check
Mobile
the
Legends!
settings. So currently I am at lowest
5
HP
seconds till
percent.
the
Let me go
enemy
back to
reaches the
advanced aim because
battlefield.
that
Smash them!
setting is not so good. Oh, nah.
All troops
Let me
deployed!
give myself level 15 and some then add some these two, right?
Okay, basically you can, I think you put the normal board right in the mid
Witness
with
the
your
power
computer,
of pure lightning.
This computer?
because I want you to hit the computer later.
This
No,
computer
the moving one, the actual actual
there's
子龙.
just Zhuang over here, bro.
Yeah, walao, why he at bottom
Uranus.
one?
Let us
Technical
commence.
difficulties, guys. My practice camp Zulong went down and died.
Executed!
So
Usually,
I
walao,
understand. Usually it's
Let's
editor.
proceed.
usually it's at me one. Okay, never mind. You go back to the two board,
Okay.
the board you created in the damage counter one.
Yep. I'm
Witness
here.
the power of pure
So
lightning.
I'm at lowest HP percent. So
Okay, then
but like that they are all 100%. So I need
no,
to
you should put at the lowest HP
It's good
first.
to see you,
okay,
Rafaela.
lowest
Uh,
HP.
okay, then you just tap your pool. See he pool who.
I also hit the lowest HP.
Uranus.
Huh?
Let us commence.
Just tap lor.
Yeah, I
Tap the
tap.
ulti.
So it will hit this.
Okay. Okay. The reason why I asked you to go and find the computer board, right,
Where
is
I
because
go, the dawn
I want you to go and hit the computer board until he's lower than your current Layla board, and then you try and pull.
demon.
See if he'll pull who.
You shall not even
Oh,
have the
then like that quite
opportunity
easy
to
what?
tremble.
Lowest HP. Oh, this one a bit too thick.
Because Zilong has higher HP than Layla.
Hmm.
Where I
And then
go,
you can't try it on
the
this damage
dawn
counter Zilong because his
follows.
HP is like, I don't know lah, few hundred
But
million or what.
oh, then I can try, right? I can try, right?
Yeah, you put a bot. You damage him first. You damage
Demon,
him first.
Damage, right? Damage,
there is
right? Half, right? Half,
nowhere
right?
for you to run.
Okay, okay. Then you put a Layla near him. Then you need to wait for him to come. Then you just tap pull.
Hey, we'll pull him lah. Because
Witness
it's lowest
the
HP
power
what?
of pure lightning.
Lowest HP not percent
Yeah, lowest HP. Ooh, ooh,
Demon,
ooh. I'm playing with
there's
bots. I'm so
nowhere for
happy
you
I
to
kill them so
run.
easily.
Actually, this function I think also a bit buggy because
Okay,
when I
either
did it
way,
right,
mm,
when I did it, it will still pull the
okay,
Layla.
either way, if we go for lowest HP percent, it's quite easy to show the percent one because percent one, I can just deal damage like this.
Uranus, let us
Hey,
commence.
is he low? Is he low? Oh, no, he's not low. Wait, give me a while, guys. Let me try to normal bot.
Okay, I
There's
saw
nowhere
Kaleo
for you
saying
to
actually you can
run.
just do it with full HP
Nowhere you
bots.
can hide.
Okay,
So
the point there was not to do full HP because if you do full HP, right, he will straight away
Demon,
pull the Layla without
you shall
any
not
dots.
even have the
Cause the Layla is
opportunity to
generally low
tremble.
HP mah. But what I wanted to try there is what if you had a higher base HP guy right there,
Demon,
but you damage him to
there's
half.
nowhere for you to
Then if I
run.
tap pull, will it pull the Layla or will it pull the half HP guy? Something like that lah. I hope you get what I mean lah.
There's
yeah,
nowhere for
anyway,
you to
this is
run.
for lowest
Nowhere you can
HP
hide.
percent, so it will definitely go to this. But in a scenario, right, if that one is the tank, and his percent
It's
is
good to
lower
see you,
than this, it will
Rafaela.
just trigger on the tank. So yeah, that's not good, guys.
Demon,
So
you shall
anyway,
not
I
even have the
think that's it lah
opportunity
for
to
this one. I
tremble.
can't really show you much here, but this is all I can show for now lah. Yeah,
Demon,
near future I may show
there's
you a
nowhere for
better,
you to run.
proper examples to you guys. So yep. So shall we move on?
Sure. I think these settings are more visible in the real gameplay lah. So maybe you guys can go test it out yourselves also lah.
Yep. Okay. So I'm back. I'm back to slides. Let me just off my phone. If not, the Mobile Legends sound will make you guys want to play some Mobile Legend straight away. So yeah, so let's move on to the next slide. So settings of the game sound. Okay, for sound wise, sound is a very important of the game, especially if you are playing to win. So this is the recommended settings, but you can just off the music because the music doesn't have any impact to the game. It's just I want to hear it, so that's the difference lah. So for the sound, I would actually think that you need to put it like 3/4 and make sure that when your friend, if you're in a Discord, right, and your friend talks, right, you can hear it. So it's a very good settings lah. So for this one, you got anything to add on?
Nope. Just go ahead.
Yeah, so for now, I'm going to play a video for this settings and let so those people that can hear it right, and then please comment down below why I put this video before I give you all the answer. So I will play it 2 times, and maybe the first one who sort of get it right can get some prizes from the admin. I'm not very sure. This is just how I say. So y'all can go ahead.
Destruction is the start of my role. I am an immortal.
So let me play one more time, yeah? Just one more time, then y'all can comment. And give me a reason. Let me know why this is good. If y'all know why lah.
Destruction is the start of my role. I am an immortal.
Yeah. So I have seen some of the comments down already that y'all know that some that the spell can hear. So in fact, right, it's not just Kufra. There are a few heroes out there that their spells can be heard even from far or from bushes. So Sana, you want to give 2 examples?
Another example would be Natalia. Actually, you can hear when he use his ulti, there will be like a I don't know what sound to call it lah. But never mind. You all
Yeah.
can go and test it out in the ML alone. It's like a it's like a wind sound or some I don't know lah. Okay, you all test already, then you all tell me what sound it is. Okay.
Shh.
So one would be Natalia, and let me think. I believe you can hear the carries normal hit also, the pizza lah. When he used the pizza lah, I believe you can hear it also lah.
咻咻咻咻咻。
Okay, okay.
Shh.
There's a lot of sounds lah, but actually,
Yeah.
the ones that you really need to hear is okay. We just follow the meta now lah. Now everybody using a lot of Kufra mah. So you all need to when you all play against Kufra, you all can maybe turn on the sound louder a bit. Then you all can hear that he's jumping. Although you don't know at where but you hear he's jumping, you know when to back off. That's the whole point of this game setting
Eh, the Wasabi got mentioned in the chat that Esmeralda, the first skill can be here as well. Yeah, that's true. The when it pops the shield, then actually you can hear the music or something. Then actually, in fact, the Esmeralda was like that dancing. So actually, it's quite
Sure
funny.
lah.
You all can go to the practice mode, right? And then go and click on Esmer and then press the first skill. It plays music and then it also dance like this. So it's quite funny. Y'all can if you are like stressed or something, y'all can go and hear it. So in fact, all these sounds it plays a very important role. So for this example I giving you right is actually like let's say opponent has a Kufra and you are very vulnerable to Kufra such as Selena or Velia. or even actually Vader don't is not very vulnerable, but all these supports are very vulnerable to Kufra, like Kaja as well. So all these heroes, right? If let's say you're standing in a bush, he's at the other bush, right? And you can actually hear him charging, right? If he managed to land on you, you're pretty much left one quarter or one third of the HP. So actually, it is very, how do I call this? It's very useful in terms of if you're the support and you don't want to get caught so easily. You want to impress your friends. You just on the sound and then try to hear the Kufra. Just do your hearing. Once you can hear them, you can run. You can even inform, let your teammates know that hey, Kufra is charging. Please be prepared. Things like that. So these are the few things that you all should know. And also one more thing is uh not just sounds that you can actually hear, but later on I'll move on. So anything else for you, Sana?
Just one thing. Kaylo, can don't promote other people's game or not? You want just promote our Scape here, Scape Workshop can or not? Thanks. Let's carry on.
Oh, warning from Sana. So guys, don't anyhow, but Kelio got the attention that she wants, which is from Sana right there. So let's move on to the next slide. In the next slide, right, I will also be showing you guys a video, but this video is more of the lot and also not just the sound you can hear. So let's try, yeah? So tell me why this is important. So in what scenarios? Oh, it was lag for a while, so
By accident or by design, there is no difference. May my rule had some fun to this bar.
so I will play one more time and then y'all can comment down why dragging my map towards the lot is so good. Why I need to do that?
By
Yes, I
accident
can see a lot of
or
people
by
already
design,
know the answer lah.
there is
Yeah
no
lah,
difference.
it's as simple
So
as that lah. You can hear who you
yeah.
can hear that they are actually going the lot.
So even though I'm far, I'm not there, right? I can see the animation.
May
It's not
my
just sound,
rule
I can see the
had
animation
some
of the lot.
fun
And
to
also
this
I can
bar.
hear the lot trying to knife down the opponent. So by knowing it early, especially when the lot is just started, right? You can actually also know that how many people are in the lot. So let me replay that. Why how many people? So as you can see, this paddle thing, right? If
By
let's say you are very
accident
far away and there are four
or
people
by
near the lot,
design,
right? You can actually see that
there is
there will be four people in the lot pit, knowing that only one person will be camping elsewhere, or four of them is camping without defending the lot vision. So all these are quite important, and once you know all this, you can give informations to your team, and your team may be able to do something about it. So, very good job for those that knows the answers. Also, those that do not know the answers, well done. At least now you know. So, yeah, keep it up, guys. Anyway, this is just the basic and fundamentals of this MLBB workshop. So, in any case, right, if you guys think that you guys know all this already, this just treat it as a refreshment cap, and then here to guide the other people that do not know all this. So the minimum you guys need to know is you guys need to know that uh, uh all this have to use your map. You have to drag your map. So without dragging your map, you can't hear, you can't know how many people are in the lot. So yeah. And anyway, I have seen a text message from Faras. Hello Faras, welcome to the workshop. I think you just came in halfway through, so uh, just to recap for everyone, right? There will be a giveaway on skins and diamonds for this entire after the entire show is ended. So feel free to ask the admins how you guys can get the skins and diamonds. And anyway, this is just the workshop one presented by Scape once again. So yeah, so let me move on. Okay, so things to look out for: equipments. So the reason why I only put this 3, 6, 9, 10, this 10 equipments, right, is these are the equipments that are either often used or situationally used. There are actually three more items that I didn't put in, but such as like Courage Mask, the Endure, what is the Endure called? The Frozen what,
Win
Winter Truncheon,
Winter
yeah.
Truncheon, Winter
The Winter
Truncheon. Yeah.
Truncheon and also the Wheel of Nature, right? All these item I will talk about it in the next uh upcoming workshop. I think will be workshop 6 or some 7. So you guys if look forward to it, please ask the admins down whether if you guys are sure about all this. So for now, right, all these weapons that you see in the slides are currently one of the more famous items. So let me go through the tank ones first, which is Athena Shield, Queen's Wings, and the Resurrect Shield. I can't remember the exact name, but we just know that that's the Resurrect Shield lah. So these three are the core items for tank. In any scenarios, right, you can just buy these three items. If let's say you are a tank, you do not know what to buy. You do not know that, hey, what should I buy? Uh, if you lazy to change your item, right, you just go this three item. Don't think about it. This is hands down the best three items. But also before that, you guys need to buy the room mask lah as a tank. So for the tank side, I'm clear with this. And then for the second part, which is the mage. So for Lightning Truncheon and Calamity Reaper, right, they are more of the core items for the mages, most of them. And such as Selena, Gushen. Does Gushen use Lightning Truncheon often? No. But does Gushen use the Calamity Reaper often? Yes. So almost half or three quarter of the mages all uses the combo of these two or just one, at least one of them. So yeah. Then we have the Ice Queen Wand and the Durance, which is the secondary things that you are either to look up for. These two item is the utility item as you can see. So the Necklace of Durance will minus the regen of the opponent. So when times such as like Esmeralda, Uranus, and Hylos is at the opponent's side, right? At that period of time, actually no matter what hero you use, right? This item is by far the best choice to pick for second item after maybe your first core item. Let's say you buy a Calamity Reaper, but you are playing a rank game, so you don't want to play with your team so bondedly, and then you want to carry yourself. So you just buy a Calamity Reaper, then next you go for Necklace of Durance to slow down their regeneration. But if let's say you're playing with your team, a team of 5, you can buy the Necklace of Durance, right? I think Sana can agree to me that some people may forsake the Calamity Reaper or the Lightning Truncheon to go for the Necklace of Durance straight because it is a very very important item in a team fight. Reason being is let's say a high loss, right? High loss ulti can heal let's say 300 HP per second when he stays in the path. Let's say you trigger the high loss with your Necklace of Durance and he on his path he only can heal up to 160 HP per ticks. So in fact, right, you're already dealing how much damage on him already. You're actually doing like 600 damage within that 3 seconds on him already. So isn't that a very good item if you think like this way? Or let's say they are playing let's say a Freya that holds a swimming pool. What's the swimming pool called? Revitalize, right?
Revitalize, revitalize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Revitalize heals 2.5% max HP per seconds. If let's say you were to buy Durance, right? Durance can just cut off half of the regenerations of those spells. And in fact, you think about it, right? It will definitely deal more damage than any items out there because of because of them not able to heal back the amount of HP that they want. Yeah. Anyway, revitalize to us we call it as swimming pool. So we are trying to keep all these difficult to pronounce skills easier to comprehend so that our players like myself, I do not have a very strong fundamentals on my English. So we try to keep it easier to understand lah. So hope you guys understand as well. Then the next one will be the ice cream one. So ice cream one is definitely good if you're fighting a lot of fighters and those fighters requires movement to fight. So for example, if you're talking about like Tamus or like Esmer, they want to jump in, hit and run. By the time if you have an ice cream one, you will cut away the option of them to hit and run, and they only can stand there and fight. And then the next game, right, they will tell you to ban failure. So yeah. So this item is very good if let's say you're a failure and you want to slow the fighters down. So for the physical side, the green blade and the blade of heptasis is actually the one of the popular items right now. These two items are in fact bought by most assassins and fighters. Do fighters buy Blade of Despair? At least half, right?
Some lah. I guess
Okay.
I guess there are fighters that buy it lah.
So I won't say it's half more than half. I would say that most assassins will buy like Blade of Despair and Green Blade. So in case you are assassin main and you do not know what to buy, right? You can just do your suggested settings, go for Blade of Heptasis and then go for the Green Blade. And then afterwards you can just like buy Endless Battle, Queen Wings easily. These are the items that you don't for your convenience. You do not have to try to keep changing your equipments. But for pro games or for pro players, right, they usually change every single game or most of the game. Unless for me, I'm a tank. I usually don't change. I only change whether is it physically or magical. Then depend on how I would like to build lah. So, but for marksman, for assassin, for fighters, chances are half of your games do not go according to your suggested builds. So one of the last thing I would like to stress about this is the Deadly Blade, which I have not talked about it. Deadly Blade got its pros and cons. By far, the pros is he's the cheapest item in the entire game for a main item lah. I would say, if you don't talk about all the small little items, which has unique passive skills, then this item the cons right is just not all heroes can buy and the purpose of it buying is not there. So there are only a few heroes, or I would say there's only currently one heroes that can put into the suggested list. Uh, but then also have to situationally see because there are still better items out there. But to benefit from this item the most, I will have to say is there's two heroes, Badang and Claude. Because these two heroes have passive that able to trigger this kind of spell unique passive. So if let's say you are a utility badang or you are a utility clock, somehow in your rank games you dual kill, you meet into a team that pick a marksman and that he already want to go mid or fit. You just pick. You want to play your clock. You just play your clock. You can go utility. You buy your DHS. Then you can buy a daily blade, and then you can trigger your unique passive. If let's say opponent has like high loss Esmeralda Uranus, and then I would say that your daily blade actually deals the most damage in the team fight. So for here, I'm done for these slides. Anything you want to add on, Sana?
I think Kayzeepi has missed out quite a few very important equipments. Okay, for the mage one, right, I feel like he missed out the fleeting time, which I feel is a very important equipment for maybe what are some heroes that buy? You will think of Kaja, you will think of Angela, and I think I see some atlases buying it also. And I think it's a very important item. Mainly why? Because these heroes are like Kaja, Angela, and Atlas. They have a very long ulti cooldown. So when you are able to set up a queue for your team, right, you can lower the cooldown. And if the opponent do not take note of your items, right, they might misjudge your cooldown. So you say in a team fight, you have a fleeting time on your Kaja, and you manage to take down two people. So that's like a 40% decrease in your cooldown already. So maybe your enemy will keep thinking, wow, this guy the Kaja cool down 1 minute. He'll say maybe, the Kaja no pull, let's just go. And then you gonna pulled by a Kaja. Why? Because he has a fleeting time. Same for the Angela and the Atlas lah. And for the physical equipment I feel Wheel of Nature should be a very honorable mention. Cause in this meta there is a lot of marksmen and a lot of scenes. And usually right, all the marksmen and scenes are physical. So a lot of players, a lot of hyper carry players will be buying this item because they don't want to be dying to their to scenes, what, correct? If you're playing an MM, of course you'll try and buy this item, but because it's the most beneficial for MMs. Why? Because it's 2 seconds if you're MM. But if you're not MM, it's just 1 second. And the ability is to negate physical attack. To physical damage lah, okay? Physical damage. So these are also very important equipment to look out for when you know that you are gonna fight. Like you need to know whether they have this item or not. Cause if you are a cloud then they have this item they have this wind of nature and you don't realize it you go in and then you try to spray down their hyper carry, then they all one wind of nature, then your game is lost. That's all. That's the point I'm trying to get through to you guys lah. Another item very similar to this would be the winter truncheon lah. So usually you will want to dive their like let's say they have a hyper Kimi, then you want to go and cause the Kimi is so behind then it takes so much effort to dive him But what if he makes it even harder by just negating all your damage there? Like he just freeze down there, then you all throw skills at him, or wow, trying to kill him, then you all cannot kill him. He just like freeze down there, AFK, look at your jokes like that. So these are a few of the items you all also need to take note lah. Okay, you can carry on.
Which the items that he mentioned, like I said just now, will be in the future workshop. So we will talk about that in the future workshop. So for all these equipments that I list out is just for y'all to put into those suggested items. For y'all to be like you want to be very lazy. You just want to queue the game and use the same item every game, right? Y'all can list down all the important items per se lah. So for let's say like Winter Truncheon or Fleeting Time, right? It's not very not every heroes can use lah. So like like Calamity Reaper and Lightning Truncheon you can use almost for every majors even some supports also go. So so all these I will go dive down in the upcoming workshop in one of the workshop lah. So if you're interested, you'll have to attend all the workshop in order to know that. So yeah, so I will move on to the next slides. But what Sana said is correct. So yeah.
By the way, guys, I will try to answer the questions related to what we are going through. But if you all have any other questions outside of what we are going through, we have a Q&A session later on of around 9 o'clock. So you can stay until then and you can ask whatever questions you all want. But for now, I will try to prioritize those questions that is actually like we are going through like we're going through equipment. You don't go and ask like, hey, wow, Sana, what number? Son, okay, later you PM me, I tell you can already.
Okay.
Okay, carry on, carry on.
So emblem wise. So why only one emblem? So before I move on to the other three emblems that is crucial, if let's say this is your first time playing Mobile Legend, you happen to click into this link, you do not have any emblems that is max first. Max this emblem. This emblem has hybrid penetrations, has very high movement speeds, have cooldown, have hybrid regen, have HP as well. So this is by far the best first emblem to max if you want to utilize in almost all heroes. Because actually, if you go and YouTube, you go and search, right, there are videos out there that state that comparing this emblem and another mage emblem that all the professional player use, this only lose out by I think 60 damage in level 15. So this would make the game the most balanced if you only have one emblem. So yeah, and then moving on, the other three emblems will be the Mage Emblem, the Tank Emblem, and the Assassin Emblem. When it comes to the Mage Emblem, we are not talking about the magical emblem where you can get when you play the tutorial, the emblem is the one that does percentage and the one that you can have some discounted rate. Reason being is let's say you're a mage core. After you max your support emblem, you realize, hey, I think I play mage very good. I can find myself in the mage category, like sync. I that emblem will be the best to max afterwards. Custom mage emblem. And regardless which three settings you use it depends on your hero again. I won't dive down for this session. It is just for y'all to uh what I should max, which emblem I should buy and then max in the game, and then what I should do moving forward. So for the first, like I said, is the mage. So I want to be a main mage. I have to max the mage emblem. So what are the difference between the mage emblem compared to your support emblem is the passive, the unique passive. So for the support ones is it is just more supportive. Like you can get more gold, you can have like you deal 6% more damage with you and your allies, and also the spells that you use can be cooled down, such as like even your respawn time. Let's say you like to die a lot, like like I don't want to say lah, but okay. Like the ex-captain of Resurgence like to die a lot last time. So get the emblem is the best. So uh but if let's say you're a mage, you know you're a mage, right? The mage will have like gold emblem, will have the percentage emblem which can deal the tanks, and also one of the emblem that can burst the paper heroes. So uh again, it depends on what role you want to play. So if like me, I'm the tank, right? Let's say I'm a tank player, and I at first when I start this game, I max the support emblem, and then I know my next role is tank. I'll max the tank emblem, and then I can use between these two for all my heroes in the tank category and the support category. So I'll assume if let's say I'm playing Grok, I can use the support emblem still. If let's say I'm using Atlas, I can use both either ways. I can if I'm using like high loss or like Kufra, I can use the tank emblem. So let's say I'm a mage player, correct? I want to play the mage. But mage there's also support role, right? So so if let's say I'm playing like a Valia, sometimes I know that I throw my spells too hard, I will use the support emblem. But of course the mage emblem deals a bit more damage, but the support emblem gives you more mana regen. So it depends on uh how you use your that hero. So let's say a Valia like Sing, he land his spell very well, and but his HP will go down. Recommendedly, he can go either mage or support, because for the mage emblem he can just go home after he dish out all his spells. But if you will want to take a support emblem, it's also fine because there's movement speed as well as hybrid regen for his poking mechanics for his HP and mana. If you all have watched his stream, so for assassin wise lah, actually it's not the best, but that is still used in the Esmer. Is the support emblem is for assassin emblem. You can go either two ways. You can go the marksman, you can go the assassins, you can also go the fighters. For some fighters lah, not all lah. So some fighters, or I would say the top lane and the bottom lane, right, also uses heroes like support emblem users. So let me talk about top lane. There is Esmer, there is Tamus, but Tamus can't be used in both. It is very difficult to use. So there's Esmer. Esmer can use support emblem. If let's say you're using a Cho or a Joy, you still have your assassin emblem. If let's say you want to go a Cloud, you die, you want to go for a Cloud side lane, you can go for the support emblem and then you go for the utility one, and then you get the money one, and then you can skill still well with the clock. And also these are the best way to matches all your heroes. So per se, at least max your support emblem first, then followed by which role you would want to play, and then max that role. But unfortunately not all rank games you can get the heroes that you want lah. You always have publics or ranked players out there that is very emotional that just want to pick his hero, but when he press his win rate, right, it's just 30% win rate. But no choice, you already reach that scenario, so you have to flex with your support emblem. So overall, you can still all round a bit, and it is still you are still not very disadvantaged. So yep, moving on, Asana.
Yes, I have to agree also lah. Those people who tend to solo queue a lot you all might not get the roles you want to play. So it is good to have a wider range of emblems Mainly, you need to have one mage, one tank, and one assassin That's the safest The support is it's sort of like a extra thing That's the only emblem that heroes can swap around with. Like let's say you go play the tank some like now Atlas you can either go tank emblem or you can go the support emblem the revive faster and the what do you call that? The battle spell cooldown faster that one the talent something like that It's the most versatile emblem you can call it. But if you don't have that much BP, I don't have that much BP or dust or anything, I would just suggest upping the main three which is the mage tank and assassin. Okay.
Find your role first lah, I would say. Once you know your role, you can swap around the support emblem and the role that you want to play. So for let's say me, I will play tank, so I just need two emblems and that's it. Then for Sana, I think for Sana it's a bit more expensive lah, because throughout his ML journeys, he has been using different types of heroes. So I think his emblems are all max. If not,
Basically, I need to max anything everything
yeah, except the marksman emblem for now he have not used yet lah in competition. So
Marksman. Actually, no lah. I don't
yeah,
think so.
yeah, because a lot of marksman still uses assassin emblem. So think
Yeah,
about it
correct.
if you all think about it right, this four emblem is the most crucial. But let's say you are broke, you do not have any money to up your first emblem, go for support first. Then choose the one that you want. Then slowly you build up the other two emblem. And then for if you have these four emblem, I think pretty much you can play all heroes, right? Because only a few heroes requires fighters and only a few heroes requires for marksman emblem. So yeah, so if you're broke, go max the support emblem, then choose the emblem that you want. Any questions for Sana?
Nope. Let's
Okay,
carry on.
yep. So okay, things to look out for. Spells. So Sana, tell me your three spells that you always choose.
As I'm playing the fighter role, mostly I will take vengeance, flicker, and maybe at times maybe I will take the revitalize also. Swimming pool swimming pool.
Flicker, Vengeance, Revitalize. So
Yes.
if there is one more, which one will you take? Purify, is it?
Uh, Actually no, I don't like to take purify. I feel like if I
Take
am
note,
playing a
guys.
very tanky side lane, my job is to tank for a team and die So I will try to maybe hold longer with the swimming pool and the vengeance, or I will just tank finish and I'll try to figure out. Because purify, I feel like if they have heroes like maybe carry or those MMs they can chase you down there's no point taking purify. I think the flicker works better and it can help to engage also, not only run.
So if you were to choose the Purify, in what heroes you will choose? And why? For fighters.
Fighters purify if I were to take purify, I would take it for Leomord because Leomord is very bad if he gets CC'd which is gets crowd control stun or slow or whatever And because Leomord usually they take assassin emblem, so you are a bit squishy. So it's better to have this purify so you can maximize your damage output and not you take out your horse then go there straight away one Kufa jump you then you bye bye already.
Mm.
So I would suggest it more for Leomord. And actually if you want to use it on Tamus it's fine also because Tamus most likely you are the lane getting 3-man gang, 4-man gang or whatever.
Hmm.
But it's not easy to just gang a Tamus without CC. So if you use the Tamus with Purify and you manage to purify again away one of their spells maybe let's say he has a Cho in lane, he come and kick you. Then you purify away, their gang fail, you waste their time. That's the point of putting Purify on Tamus lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mainly these few heroes lah.
Okay, so for side lanes like Sana, he will take Flicker, Vengeance, Revitalize. Sometimes take Purify, sometimes take Execute. That's him, correct?
Actually I don't really take a lot of the Revitalize now lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a either I all in or I just all tank like that.
Okay. Then for tanks, right? For tanks, actually I will just go through in general. So now, what are the more commonly used spells? Flicker. Flicker is always number one. Then Purify, Retreat. This tree is the more famously used for now at the moment. Then followed by Vengeance and Execute and Flame Shot. So if we go by tier, Flicker, Retreat, Purify is the first tier. Almost everybody use it, and almost all heroes can use it. Then for Vengeance, Execute, and Flame Shot is the second tier where people would want to use. Where else the Revitalize, Sprint, and Petrify is situationally based. It depends on the opinion of the person that wants to use this tree. So for me, right, as a tank, I usually use Flicker, Purify, and some scenarios like if you guys got watched the MPL compis, sometimes I took retry also. It's not because I love to take retry, okay? I use it because there's an objective behind that spells. It's just to go and steal the opponent's buff or try to secure our turtle or our lord. As simple as that. And sometimes I will even take like revitalize when I'm playing a high loss because my objective is also very clear cut over there. I am just there to tank until I saw a respawn clock time on myself. Then the other situational spell that I would use, I think would be flame shot. But this current meta, I don't use flame shot so much already. So most likely the third one will be either petrify or execute. And actually, almost all these spells, it depends. You still need to learn how to use it well and what's the timing to use. So I see a question, the offlane Uranus, which spell will you recommend? Sana, go.
Offlane Uranus, this is very situational. It depends on your opponent's lineup. If they have a lot of CC and you're playing a Uranus you will want to take Purify. Because what you are gonna do in the mid and late game is to be annoying and create space. Cause you all understand, right? The Uranus, if you all fight against Uranus in a mid and late game they'll just run around lanes, then try to cut your creeps. Then maybe y'all were like, wow, this guy, wow, beta 100 already. All try to kill him. Then all try and kill him, right? Then you stun him, he purify away, then he run away. Wow, then you like wanna uninstall ML already. So, but not all situations that you will go purify lah. Cause if they have a very bursty com let's say they have a cushion they have a lens all those scenes with very high burst it is more you can consider flicker or even aegis. Don't always don't always stick to the purify lah. Although purify is good lah, but remember lah, the builds can be changed lah. So sometimes there are people who take vengeance also. Vengeance is usually used more for the laning lah. But I think we'll get more in depth into how to choose the spells later on lah. Maybe
Mm,
in the next few workshops or something.
can, no problem. So moving forward. Okay, we have reached the first two topics. I hope that you guys take a good drink of water. Even though I'm the one that talking, but it must be tiring for your brain and your eyes already. So have a sip of your water and stay hydrated as now is a good time to fall sick. So Well, you guys take a bit of water and let me go through that. How do you guys can take the skins, alright? So basically, you guys can have a few options to get the skin. So if you all really, really, really want to get the skins, please comment down below or just type the give exclamation mark giveaway. So yeah, do not fall sick, guys. So okay, moving forward. What is the purpose for different types of queue? Team compositions which includes solo queue, dual queue, trio queue, and full five-man queue. So these slides I won't stay here so long lah because there's nothing much to say already. So in different queues, there are different objectives to it. But if you want to win in a queue, right? Recommended is minimum trio queue or five-man queue. Okay, so yeah, moving forward. Team composition solo queue. What I would hope that you guys will be using if depend on the role that is left or something would be, let's say you like to play mage. I would want you to go for high damage bursts such as Sicilian Fasa Selena, which all of them have different power spikes. So for Selena, this power spike is like level 2. So at level 2, you need to deal as much damage as possible to the opponent so that your team, your good teammates can farm well and then hopefully win the game without trolling the game or disconnect the game or scold you suddenly lah. So yeah. Then Fasa will be a very good power spike at after level 4, then you can start to slowly do things. But once you reach the late game, and before you reach the late game, you can shut down the opponents with Fasa, right? You can pretty much 1v3 or 1v4. Then at that time, right, four of your good teammates, right, hopefully they can carry you also by killing that one person. So yeah. Then for Sicilian, right, is as long as the game goes right, it will get stronger and stronger and stronger. But remember to always buy like Ling Chuan Chen for Sicilon. It is the core item for Sicilon. Then moving forward, all this solo queue, right? Please like don't try to be cooperative with your team lah. So okay. So for if you want to play fighters, right, and fighters the best is to go Liu Mod, Jawhead and Cho. Reason being is we go for Liu Mod first. Liu Mod has a is a very strong late game hero but is very weak against in early game. But in a solo queue game your Liu Mod will not be pressured by the opponent because everyone is not very strong in the solo queue tier. Everyone is just they just want to farm and do their own thing, then play in the mid game, late game onwards. And maybe their opponent, your laner left, so Leomord was is always a good pick lah in the solo queue, followed by Jawhead and Cho. Why? Because Jawhead and Cho they have very high skill. They are very high skill cap which you can train. At the same time, you can do a lot of things with it, such as Cho. You can go and split push if you know that your team is losing. You can even 1v2, 1v3. At best lah, 1v3 at best. So these three are the best heroes I can recommend. Do you have any hero to recommend for fighters?
Any hero recommend for fighters? I would maybe suggest Leomord lah, because Leomord has damage, and let's say if your MM or MM is failing, you can probably if you win your lane, you can probably take over the damage role lah. But unlike if you're like a Tamus, you'll just fall off slowly. Yeah, at least Leomord you can if you're fat enough, you can try to
Win the
just one
game.
horse carry the game lor. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mm.
that's the best fighter tip, best Singapore fighter tip. So moving on for marksman, right? Actually, I think about it in solo queue, as long as you can get a marksman and you can farm well, all marksman is good. But recommendedly, these three would be better lah because they are the more meta marksman currently. I forgot to include Kimi also lah. So these four marksmen are the better marksmen where but you also need to know their power spike. So for Granger, as long as you can get a first kill early game, right, you can start to snowball and then once you can trigger your spells on the enemy perfectly, like your first skill and your ulti is all one straight line, which you need to aim with the position of your hero. So let's say you are good at these two, then you good at aiming, then go for Granger. But if let's say you are good at split pushing and fighting, very mobility, go for Cloud. Let's say you like to you like to fight their tanks first, and then from there snowball. You can go for carry or a Kimi. Kimi is something like a carry, but Kimi has have higher range, further range, sorry, and also do more damage to towers. So yeah, so for this four is okay. And actually, Kimi nowadays are not in the mage category now, but it's also can be in the mage category. So if you think about it, if you're ranked game, your team don't want to pick and you have to pick first, right? You can go for Kimi now because Kimi can go for two roles. You can either go for hyper carry or you can play the support role that just deal a lot of glowing wand as well as the ice cream wand effects. And if not, then you can just play the damage Kimi, which is very strong. Then for the last, if you want to play assassins and you want to train, right, play Ling, Lancelot, or Hanzo. These three assassins currently is the best, as better assassins now, and they deal the highest damage they at the shortest time. So, but also again, they are assassins, so they are very squishy. So if you are someone that play a lot of assassin and you go solo queue, right, you can learn things such as like dodging opponent spells because usually solo queue you won't have your teammates to protect you even if you're the Link or if you're the Lancelot, so you're just going in to just to train your that mechanics for those assassins and play well with it lah. So this is my opinion of it. And also you all need to note that when you're solo queue you all don't have to think that, hey, why my teammate so noob? Hey, why this guy AFK? Why that guy come and take my red buff? All this, anything can happen lah. So just do with what you have. And if you think about it, if you can do with what you have, and then you can kill the opponent, stopping opponent from farming and letting your strong teammates to farm, right? At the end of the day, they are still going to, y'all are still going to win lah. So instead of thinking that, wow, I got lousy teammate or I my red buff got stolen, I need that red buff like, why not take that time to think how I should outlane the opponent. By outlaning the opponent, at least you dominating the opponent, they are just left with two other lanes. And if you're able to snowball from your lane, you can at least take two lanes with any of the heroes I mentioned above. So if you can take two lanes per hero, then I mean if you all still lose, then means your team is very lousy, but at least you did your best. At least you know that your that hero's fundamentals, the mechanics, how good I can do with it, and how I should even start the snowball begins. So yeah. Any suggestion you wanna give, Sana?
No, but I'm reading some of the questions that the Twitch chat is giving. So Shima Mamada asks, okay, what's snowballing? Okay, snowballing is basically okay, a simple way to say is like, let's say you're playing assassins or MMs, and then you have this gold emblem. So you know that every kill you get, every kill you take, right, you get an additional 100 gold. So what does Kayzeepi mean by snowballing the early game and the early game or your lane? Means you keep killing them or you keep like how to say pushing your advantage lah. Like let's say you know you are gonna own this guy in lane so badly then you should just keep doing it. Then you will keep killing him, right? Then you get a lot of gold. Then you get an item advantage over their heroes. Then you will start to snowball from there. Cause okay, this snowball, right? When you roll down a hill, right, it will keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, that's what I mean by snowballing. When you keep getting bigger, like let's say your items let's say you are 5k then this guy 2k you don't expect this guy to be able to 2k farm until 6k then you also same as him correct? So you will keep owning them and keep owning them if let's say you don't go and do any stupid thing lah, you just keep on doing what you do, then progress properly, you'll surely be when you're at 10k, he's probably at 3 4 5k what. So that's called snowballing. You're already like 2 3 items ahead of him. You choose when you want to kill him not when he want to kill you anytime you want him dead he's dead. That's the power of snowballing lah. I'm not sure if you all understand what I mean,
Yeah,
but
the guy that asked got it already. He thanks
okay,
you.
okay.
He going to give you his number later. So moving forward. So remember solo queue, right? Main objective is to learn the hero mechanics. Since but y'all don't afraid like y'all want to, let's say you want to train a hero called Cloud. You want to train the hero, but y'all don't dare to bring out to your friends, right? Y'all can go for solo queue rank lah. Since you know that your teammate is like this, right? Then just go ahead and be one of them. But at least, right? uh learn the heroes a bit first, then you bring it forward to the rank and then learn more. Then slowly times goes by, right? You'll be the, let's say, a clock main already. So yeah. So don't have to expect that you win all the solo queue games lah. But when I first started ML I solo queue all the way. Even when I'm already teammates with Sing, Sana, Victor, LY4, Jason, right? I'm still solo queuing because I'm not familiar with them. So I was still trying to play my Archive. I still remember playing my Archive. But in fact, my win rate is still not bad at that time. So you can just try lah. Just think it in a way that you are here to learn that hero to the next level, to the inspired player that you wish to be with that hero. Then go for it, solo queue. Don't have to always find your team and carry you. You can have gain some enjoyment in it lah. I usually, if really I got no friends, I also go solo queue. And when I go into solo queue, right, I sometimes meet the players that I want to team up with. I will just follow them and then we'll just queue together. Then it will become to dual queue. What a good time to change my slides, right, guys? Okay, anyway, for dual queue, right? Since two people is queuing, right, I recommend you to have one core role and one utility role to ensure that the core player is able to carry his DPS lah, which is damage per seconds. So main thing is the utility role can be either the tank, the support, or the fighter utility. So there's three types of utility. While the carry role, you can either go for the two ways. Either you play the mid mid assassin with where there is a marksman at side lane. It'll be weird lah. But there in ranked games it's like this, like you have to deal with it. So you have to play the mid assassins and bring forward the momentum by. So or you can go for the marksman, but you play bottom instead of playing the mid. Then your utility friend, which play Nana or play something like a tank, right, camp bottom with you, play bottom with you. So y'all can communicate, y'all can snowball your bottom lane, and then maybe bring the snowballing to the mid lane. After you kill the bottom 2 times, you are fat enough, you go and take a team fight that you are confident in. Y'all win at a mid team fight where your utility player help you to set up for the damage player. Actually, the way I talk like that sounds easy, right? But also, you all have to really try to play well at your lane first. If you all manage to, dominate your lane very well, then I pretty sure if you can win 2 lanes and you all still lose, I mean you did your best already. Your friend can whine to you and you can whine to your friend about how lousy your teammate is, but I mean so be it lah. We move on to the next game, then we continue playing lah and improve ourselves. Maybe at that time, uh, things will get better, you will meet better teammates lah. So what I mean by utility heroes is utility heroes such as Kufra. Kufra can set up good stuns. Got a ball, got a ulti which can stun a lot of people if used well. This is one of the heroes that have sort of 2.5 CC, whereby the first skill and the ulti can stun people, while the second skill may stun people if it hits the requirements lah. But then again, it is very good to pair against assassins that dives in with the Kufra or good marksmen such as Kimi and Granger that can shoot very far. So Yeah, so those are the heroes that I recommend. For assassins, I recommend Ling. Actually, Ling Hanzo Lancelot is good. Then another utility would be Cho. And this Cho actually don't have to play the tank Cho. You can actually your mid assassin, which is the dips, right, can continue mid with a tank that he don't know, but you play a side lane Cho that is going damage. Because early game you can still do some setup kills for the assassin, but when you reach the late game you still have additional dips on the opponents lah. So but if you really want to go for the tank Cho is also alright. So those are the utility roles lah. Then the last one, oh, forgot, before I move on to Badang, the Cho can also do things like, let's say you know that when you're in the dual queue, your team like not doing well in the team fight, you still can have the option to split push and get back the resources that you need and get back into the game. So yeah. So the third is Badang. Badang is a utility role that is very very strong in the team fight. One ultimate can change the entire game. What can be a replacement for all these three heroes, correct? I'll give one example for Kufra. I can give a Atlas. I can give heroes like Hylos. They all have the soaking ability, but at the same time can able to either slow or stun or both to the opponent. While a Cho, another hero I would suggest is currently the Masha. Masha also can come into team fight for a short period of time before going back and do some split pushing to create space for your team. While the last one will have to be Liu Mod. Because not just Liu Mod and Xbox can have the same category as this Badang lah. Because they are all the team fight heroes where one good ultimate you land, you can change the entire game from Badang. One good horse that you can kill the opponent's marksman, you can change the entire game. Or even one good ultimate from Xbox also can burst down all five people and change the entire game. So these are the utility heroes. Where else the cores have to also communicate lah with the side lane fighters because no matter what you all are taking different lanes. So it's very very hard to communicate. But there is still ways, such as like if you are playing a side lane Cho, Sana you can give your calls.
I would not recommend playing a side lane Cho for dual queue because Cho is a very unstable hero, and I believe you should always go a more stable, like maybe let's say Link and another utility hero, or a MM and a utility hero. You should not go for all these kind of heroes that can, like, one mistake and then you're gone. Say you go in and kick that guy, then you fail, or you get verified, you're gone. But anyway, Kisby, I think we should move on because we are running out of time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Next, trio Q. So very simple. The trio Q and dual Q right is exactly the same. It's just trio Q will have two utility plus one dips. This is the perfect lineup if you want to talk about it, which is Kufra, Selena, Claude. While Kufra can have the ability to CC people and tank, Selena have high damage skills and also in early game can create space for Claude. So in trio Q, which I really recommend you guys, so go for it. These are the better choice. And when the Selena is fat enough, it can transit from a utility hero that bursts down people to become a core hero. So if you all have any questions, you all can ask what if your trio, your what are the heroes you all always play, then let me know lah. I can give you all some answers. So in a full five man queue, right, actually very simple. What heroes I should play? Go to YouTube. So let's say today is 10th of June, right? Go and find competition that is closest to the date and then watch. And then watch what are the meta heroes on the left and on the right. And then try to maybe play all 10 heroes are playable, are meta heroes. Then you can try to, play with your friends and then who knows they enjoy using those heroes and then you all can do well with it. Because professional players heroes do well with all it. Okay, so don't have to like per se LI4 is using clock. I have to use clock because clock is very strong. But if let's say you are a very strong Lancelot player, just go ahead and use a Lancelot player compare to the meta hero on dead lah. Okay, so next. Okay, we reach to the summary. Summary 1. Settings of the game is very important. You can gather informations for your team such as your sounds of your surroundings. Like just now, you can hear the Kufra charging, the Kufra jumps. It is very important, guys. Please do not miss out on that. Then also the animation of the Lord when he swings and there's something to light up to stun people, right? All these are very important. You can see, oh, got four people, got four puddle of stuns. Means four people are there. So yeah, then in a messy engage, right, it's very hard to aim the one you want. Recommended for me is use hero lock. If you are using the same hero as me, just go ahead. But if you are a fighter like Sana, go ahead and use his settings. Different heroes, different roles have different appropriate settings, but use the ones that you are the most comfortable at. If you are comfortable at nearest for some reason, go ahead use nearest. If you are comfortable in lowest HP, you tried the lowest HP percent for maybe 10 games you don't like, just go back, change back and use it. Don't have to always use. Yeah, so remember, spells, emblems, and equipments can change the game around. So for emblems and spells, right, they need some time and some money to buy and play. So you can't really you need time to grind. So safest route if you haven't have the max emblem, go for the super emblem. Spells, if you have not reached flicker, right, go for execute, retreat, and depending on your role. Just don't take like things like inspire. It's not as good as you think it is. Very very situational, like such as Zas can take, but not all Zas take also. So again, very situational. Don't have to pick. Then for equipments, I know a lot of you are lazy to change here, change there. I just want to play a rank game peacefully and win the game. Recommended is use the ones that I mentioned, such as Tank, Athena Shield, such as Greenblade for cores, such as Calamity or Lightning Chen for mages. But if you are very lazy, you can just go to use the pro builds. But pro builds are only 60 to 70% correct. And from there you can slowly improvise at time what I should change. So you can start off with pro builds, then from there you change to what you want if you really do not know how to really utilize those equipments. So yep, that's it for me. Then for the last part, which is the kills, different types of kills are allowing you to gain different objectives such as solo kill. Just have a solo aim of training of your mechanics lah. Dual kill and trio kill aims to win the game by communicating with your friends, dominating the lane, and then from lane you snowball slowly, you win the entire game lah. Even for pro players like us, we don't usually win even in dual trio kill. Like it's not expected to win. Like even if it's lose, we won't like, hey, what y'all doing Like won't because we are expected to lose, but we are trying to learn the hero to the next level. So while five man kill, if unsure, right? Just watch some of the major tournaments and use those meta plus comfort heroes. If unable to, then use comfort heroes. If comfort hero really not very useful in the meta, then try to train the meta heroes. So now it will be the Q&A section. Let me move.
So the Q&A. I've been seeing some questions just now, and how I saw a question. How did I get my name, Sana? I think I have mentioned this quite a few times already lah. It is very simple and it's quite embarrassing to repeat again lah. Last time right, I think 2 years back right, when I first played ML right, that time I was a Twice fan lah. So then inside Twice, there's this member called Sana, and I am quite a fanboy of her. So I think I don't want to carry on any further how my name is why my name is called Sana lah. Okay, you guys know lah. Okay. Okay, so another question will be what are our own personal IGs? So our own personal IGs
For
wait
me, whether Facebook or Instagram is just KZP, KAYZEEPI, and you can find me already. Simple as that.
for mine is just rg.sana.
In Instagram,
That's for Instagram lah. If you want to look for me in Facebook, then actually don't look for me in
brand
Facebook
on
lah.
ah.
Okay. Okay lah. My Facebook is brand on. Don't ask me why there's a space in between. Okay,
Jesus. Okay.
it's it's just like that lah. Okay, then wow, I don't know why it's me again ah. Someone asked Sana can cosplay one or not? Can. You want me cosplay also can, but you have to provide me with the materials. Then
Be-
whether I can jump and shoot later, right? Y'all just don't laugh can already. Probably wow now fat already Jump and shoot shoot 3 times tired already. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next question, okay? How do you prevent getting toxic with your own squad mates? Maybe KZB can answer this.
Why? I'm drinking coconut. You answer first.
Okay, never mind. I don't know why okay, never mind. How do you prevent getting toxic with your own squad mates? I think this one basically I have for my team basically I have played with them for a very long time. Like even in separate teams I played with them for I've known them for quite some time and I played with them very long time and I how to say I know how they are like. So I know all their pattern already. And then I'm not the kind that will usually be toxic. So usually how to prevent getting toxic is just don't throw lah. Cause if you go and throw and then like you lose the game because of your throw then they will tilt Or if they make mistake then next time they make mistake then you tilt. So this kind of thing, if you don't do to them, then they don't do to you lah. Same thing lah. Okay. But basically, but this question is really it depends on your friends also lah. Because I think everybody has a different personality lah. Maybe our people here in our team don't they don't get so toxic one lah. But maybe your friends, I don't know, they wow all the way you make one mistake, they scold on you like your whole family want to come down already. I don't know.
Okay. Basically,
Uh,
what it means is just learn the game together as a team. If you receive a negative feedback, just treat it as some opinions that you can improve on. Like for myself, I just like to learn. So even if I think it's wrong, I will watch replay first. Then I'll keep quiet. Then I'll try to learn. I will try to learn until I'm very confident. Unless I know that I'm very confident. But mm, don't don't always put their rights over yours lah. So sometimes in a discussion, right, player one give player two feedbacks. Then if you're a player two and you think it is wrong, address it to the team. Then from there, discuss as a team who think who is right. If it is a 50-50, right, then it depends on situations again. But if let's say it is like all of them sided him, but nobody sided you, then I think maybe in that point you're wrong lah. But if everybody sided you and nobody sided him, then you're right. So up to how a team communicates. But I would say mistakes are a path towards a journey lah. Nobody stays clean. Nobody don't make mistakes. So just make mistakes. You never know you will learn something out of it. So yeah. Okay,
Oh,
anyway, we shall end it here, right?
let's go for one last question.
Okay.
Somebody asked, would you replace Athena Shield with Curse Helm or Oracle if opponent got Asthma? This one, I think,
Okay, so
I'll
for
leave it to you to answer.
currently Asthma usually takes support emblem. Athena shield gives you shield, right, which sort of override the Asthma. But the opponent has any magic damage dealers. If the opponent do not have any more magic damage dealers, right, then the best item to get is the Antique Cuirass, which is the demon event for some players. If let's say there are all magic dealers and one Esmeralda, just go for the Athena shoe because Athena shoes in the early game, right? The Esmeralda will not go through all the way until you don't have HP lah as a tank. So just go for Athena shoe. Then afterwards, if let's say they are all magic, then go for Curse Helm lah. Because in no scenarios, right, Athena will hurt a tank for Esmeralda. But if let's say they are full physical and one Esmeralda, then go ahead and don't buy Athena shoe. Buy Antique Cuirass and Demon or the word Demon Evan lah. So yeah. So anyway, this will be the end, right? So
Yes,
I will
correct.
have to announce the winners, right?
Yes. I have
Drum
the winners
rolls,
here with
drum
me
roll,
already.
drum
So,
roll, go!
wow. So just now that you all should know that there's a giveaway, right? If you all go and look at the Scape Facebook, there's an event for giveaway. So I have the winners here with me. There are a total of 5 winners, and the first winner is Xiao Ying
Woo!
Ng.
By
I
the
don't know if
way, the
Xiao
skins
Ying is
is
here,
amazing.
but never mind if you guys are not here. The Scape will directly PM you in Facebook. Okay, so the second winner is Raymond Tan. The third winner is Ting Xiang. The fourth winner is Esther Tay. And the last winner is Wan Jianhui. Okay, so
Congrats, congrats.
Scape Facebook will be PMing you and you guys will be winning an epic skin.
Well done. Epic
Yeah,
skin.
they will
Well
contact you
done.
to get your ML details. So you can just let Scape know your details
Yeah.
when they PM you.
I
Yeah,
also
it's
want
as
a
easy as
skins,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so uh wait lah. So
Wait, sorry. It's elite skin, not epic skin. My
oh
bad.
wow, what a
My
liar.
bad.
Wow,
My
epic
bad.
skin. Almost make me thought
Almost.
it's so good leh. Hey, but elite skin
Okay,
is still
okay.
not bad. It's
It's
around
still not bad
500
lah. Still not
diamonds.
bad.
So
Yeah,
it's still
around
not bad,
500.
guys. And five of
Yeah.
you got it. So about so it's not bad, not bad. So those who are attending the Q&A, please join the Skip Discords. We'll have more diamond gifts away. So guys, thanks everyone for watching this episode. So stay tuned for the next episodes on the 24th, which will be covering more on laning. And my assistant coach for the episode will be LI4 instead of Sana. So if you guys love Sana so much more than LI4, please comment down below. And also, I know you guys are some of you are fans of Sana, some of you are fans of LI4. So since it's LI4, right? So everyone shall watch the video on bed on how to play ML. So anyway, the Discord Q&A will begin in 5 minutes to 10 minutes as I need to go for my toilet break. So yeah, so you can join the EXP Plus mentoring voice channel and also leave your questions in the question text channel. For those who haven't joined the Skip ML Discord, please check your email for instructions or use the link below. Then again, if you guys are interested, you can find out more details soon when we announce the details for the next Q&A session after the workshop on the 24th. So remember to sign up for the next workshop because it's only limited slots. And there is always prizes to be given during the Q&A or whatever. So yeah. So please anyway stay tuned for next Wednesday. Next week Wednesday. my teammate Singh will be talking about ML patches and meta changes for the previous month, and he will also have a special guest. Hmm, will it be ML players or will it be I don't know. So stay tuned to Skip and RSG Facebook to see who is the guest. And once again, this is the first episode of EXP Plus Workshop presented by Skip. So this is me and I'm here together with Sana. Thanks for watching and we'll
Thanks,
see you again
guys.
on 24.
Bye.
And always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.